So here comes the king, the AJAMU, out of the Spice Island, Grenada. Once again, we say good afternoon to you. We say good evening. You're welcome on board RFI Radio 102.1 FM. The AJAMU on the road.
A music man with a soca plan for the whole world. They go say I'm mad 'cause I go jam them hard, no stopping at all. I have paid my dues, so now I refuse to let them stop me. I know I've got the will to make it up the hill. I'm fit and ready, I'm just like Freddy. So when you hear my tempo ringing, ready way, because I'm not joking. I'm as fierce as an African warrior.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
No longer would I live my life in prison. I must blossom like a lily in red season. So all of them.
Yeah, man, going to be live very shortly. King AJAMU.
I go shake up the memory with sweet soca. I go make them run again.
He's one of the most consistent Calypsonian on the globe. King AJAMU.
Tell them, let them know.
Big myself, Shelly Ned logged on as well.
Name is Calypso. With good lyrics, melody and tempo. They go see this boy like never before. I don't want to get rough, but enough is enough. Mama did say no bluff. Take a taste of the royal stuff. Tell them, let them know. 95 is my time to explode. Girls in town say they love my song. It make them happy, so sweet and jumpy, and it does blow their mind and make them want to whine and get and wassy in the party. DJ but this year this Jamo come what me. We want to hear you. We want to see
102.1 FM, things turn up.
In them real thunder and soca fever that won't recover. No longer would I betray their confidence. That is why I compose this song with such brilliance. So tell them Calypsonians the
Yeah, man, boss of the one, Mr. Edison Mitchell, aka King AJAMU.
to give them a lesson. Since a little boy I hear me mama saying, when the lion is asleep you shouldn't wake him. And when you play with Poppy, Poppy gonna lick your mouth. But if you play with Big Gun gonna bite you. I gave you your time to play. Too long years to ramage you. Now I'm right back on
In about 6 minutes time, we'll get him online, King AJAMU.
Tell them, let them know.
We say good afternoon, we say good evening to all the silent listeners as well. You're welcome on board to RFI Radio 102.1. My name is DJ LT, keeping you guys company until 9 p.m. UK time.
Some of them will complain. They will think I'm insane, but it's not me to blame. Calypso music in me veins. Tell them, let them know. I go shake them like a tornado.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
Well, in 93, my partner Specky had them jumping like a hurricane. He captivated their brain, so no denying they had to crown him. But in 94, he said to me, Jamo, no need to worry. That's what he told me. Go back and take your rest, because I'm at my best. I'm on the right track, so no turning back.
I love this track from the King AJAMU. What a beautiful song indeed, eh?
Cause I know when my boy reach down in Queen's Park, all those who give him instruction have to back. He go show them was wrong, but I'm here to let them know this wouldn't happen no more.
Hey,
It couldn't only rain.
yeah, AJAMU.
So I'm right back there again. So tell them fellas beware. My music
The
is
music maestro, right?
if they think I would sit down home and cry.
Thing called On the Road from the king, the legend himself, King AJAMU.
They go jump high, jump low. If they chest
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
One of my favorites from the AJAMU. You're gonna be live very shortly. Tell a friend to tell a friend. 1021 RFI Radio. We say good afternoon to you. We say good evening wherever you are.
many people asking me, Jamo, how you love music so.
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
Mommy lyrics told me from ever since I'm a little boy. Music was the only thing could have kept me satisfied. I'm a music man. I know how to play, not to the beat. I know how to make a guitar song sweet, sweet. I'm a music man. I don't know how to get
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
And once again, we say good afternoon to Houston, Texas. Big up the crew in Baytown, Lockton as well. Big yourself Sharon Mondesi, big yourself DJ Azwan, Gemma Jones and the crew. Big yourself Chucky, yeah.
many
Big
people.
yourself Red Lion.
Jamo, how you love music so. I tell them don't ask me this question because I don't know. Mommy lyrics told me from ever since I'm a little boy. Music was the only thing could have kept me satisfied. I'm a music man. I know how to play, not to the beat. I know how to
Once again, we say good afternoon to St. Lucia, good afternoon, Sulphur City,
music.
and bon après-midi.
I don't know how to hate nobody. No
Big up the Spice Highlander,
technology, but
it's Martinique, Caracou.
I'm a music.
We say 473.
Music in me pants, music in me shop, music in me socks, music in me shoe. Lord, I'm a music man. My brother, my sister is music. All my little children is music too. Lord, oh, Mr. Music. All my day.
Yeah, man, anytime now, we'll have him online, King AJAMU.
Oh, Mr. Music, that's my name. Many people asking me, Jamo, how you love music so. I tell them don't ask me this question because I don't know. Mommy lyrics told me from ever since I'm a little boy. Music was the only thing could have kept me satisfied. I'm a music man. I know how to play, not to the beat. I
Well, let's get him online, shall we? Yeah? King AJAMU, Edison Mitchell.
music man. I don't know how to hate nobody. Don't know about science and technology, but music is me. I'm a music man. Music in me pants, music in me shop, music in me socks, music in me shoe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon to you, King AJAMU. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good, LT. How you doing, my brother?
Yes, nice to have you on board the 1021 RFI Radio. It's a pleasure having you on board.
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure for me. Give thanks. A blessing.
Right, right. You sound a bit echoey. I'm not sure why, but anyway, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. I don't know what was the echo from my end.
Okay, I'm not too sure what's happening. Some technology, I don't know. Yeah, once again, King AJAMU, welcome on board, man. It's a pleasure. I said that once again, I'm having you on our program this evening up in the UK.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure. It's a blessing for me.
Right, right. Yeah. People are just looking forward to this interview today, King AJAMU. My phone being inundated with texts this morning. make sure I remind them of the interview. Don't leave them out.
Nice, nice, nice.
So you just proved to me that you have a
Yeah,
lot of fans.
actually,
Say it again.
actually, a good brethren of mine from England just phoned me recently, and I gave him the information. So most likely he gonna be tuning in as well.
Okay. Because as you know, you have fans right across the globe, right across the world. AJAMU.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful thing. It's a blessing, you know.
It is. To God be the glory, man.
Every time.
Yes. Yeah.
Every time.
Now tell us, AJAMU, what part of Grenada were you born?
Well, I was born in a tiny village called Mamacan. That's Mamacanne. And Mamacan is the actual meaning of Mamacan is the mother of cane. It used to be like a cane plantation area, you know.
Right.
And let's see, he got his name from the amount of cane that was exist in that particular place. Mamacan is also a place that is rich in cultural history, you know. That's a great culture. People come from Mamacan.
Mamacan, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And tell us, King AJAMU, what was life growing up for you and your family in Mamacan's? Was life a bit tough? Was there always food on the table? What was the struggle like for you growing up as a kid?
Well, now you can look at it. You can look back and consider it as tough, But when we were growing back then, it was nothing like tough. It was just, beautiful. I mean, all these, things that we were privileged to grow up among, which happen to be most of the values that I carry with me now, and hand it down to my children, So yes, looking back, you would say, in an economical point of view, financial, all of that, you would say that it was tough because my mother was a single parent, and I got 7 other siblings on my mother's side.
Wow. Okay.
So it was 8. My mother had 8 of us. One girl out of the 8,
Wow.
She was the queen of the pack, and she still is, So it was tough growing up for my mom, because having to look after 8 kids, by yourself. My dad migrated at a very early stage when I was, I was almost to enter in this world, So
right.
He left just before born, and then I didn't have the opportunity to physically meet him until I was like 13 years old.
Wow.
But we became very, very close in the later part of his life and my life, Yeah, but my mom was what you would call a soldier in every form, the trooper,
Right.
I knowing what I know now, I would sometimes refer to what my mom was as a slave in a sense, because when I read the history of African and slave on the plantation, my mom did exactly those things,
Yes.
Whatever she had to do to find food to feed her 8 kids, So and thank God my mom is still alive. She's now
blessings.
She's gonna be 88.
Wow.
On the 20th of November, my mom will be 88, and
wow.
she's still bouncing around.
Wow, may God bless her, man.
Yes, I.
Yeah. But tell me, King AJAMU, what was the reunion like for you? I mean, you and your dad The first time you met him, what was that like? Did
Oh
you?
man, this is something. I mean, I can't talk about it, but
Yes.
it was not very pleasant for me because
Yes.
by that time, I I've been a kind of revolutionary minded person, you
Mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
very very resistant to things that I think is not right. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter whether it's blood, if it's your father, your mother, your sister, whether it's someone in government, in high authority,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I see as injustice or
Right.
something that is not right, I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
protest. I would speak out against it. So
Right. Right.
I had some bitterness that
Of
I
course.
carried with me, growing up as a young boy, because the fact that, I mean, not being able to see your dad
Mm-hmm.
until you were 13, I mean, for
Yeah.
with 13, you're ready, you're a teenager now. You start doing, actually I started playing music when I was 13 years old.
Yeah. We're gonna get into
So
that later.
it
Yeah.
yeah, so it
Mm-hmm.
means that I had miss out a lot, in terms of a father
A
figure
father
and the
figure.
role
Yeah.
and so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was kind of resistant, towards my dad, and I held resentment because I always thought that, based on what I've seen growing up, I thought that he didn't play the father role that he should have played,
Yes.
So I was resistant to that, but as I say later on, when I get to know him, then we start talking to each other, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
he explained a lot of things to me.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, I come to love him very, very much because of his principles,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
yeah, because it takes a man to apologize, what I mean? And
So
I
true.
love I love like when you can do something wrong, what I mean? My kids, you could mess up, what I mean? People allowed to mess up,
Yes.
but
True.
it's what you do after. But when somebody can say, look at your son, your son who you brought into this world, and you have that man who to put him sit down and say, well, certain things happen in my life, and it wasn't too much by choice, what I mean? I,
Yeah.
I had to do those things because there were no other way out. And this is what my dad did, and
Right.
after a while I told him, just stop talking about it, because he just keep, apologizing,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and I say, I forgive you long, long time, what I mean? And we became very, very close. And I
That's good.
think it's because of the principles, the quality that I've seen in him as a person to apologize, for
Mm-hmm.
his misstep.
Right.
And he did pull through and make things up, with all his kids, I think. So that's my king man, what I mean? That's,
Yes.
to me, he's what I know and what I would refer to as a dad, because I think he's a real man, a real dad, the
Right.
king
Right.
man of,
King. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's lovely. I mean, King AJAMU, for you to forgive your dad, and for him to explain to you why you wasn't wrong
Yes,
as growing up.
yes,
Which is very good.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
good, and a lot of times, like, men, and back then when I was born, in the 60s, early 60s, a lot of men who I know, and I got a lot of friends who never even had no time, with their father, because, like, fathers back then, I don't know why.
Yes. I
I
know.
don't know. It's like, yeah, they would be more like a rolling stone,
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of fathers
Right.
could be identified as being a rolling stone. But yeah, what? As a result of the way I was brought up and the situation with my dad, I always promised myself that I don't ever want to be like that, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
in that sense. And that had brought my kids and I so close because from the very first day that I know that I was becoming a father, I took that principle that I would be there for my kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I wouldn't want them to go through that because I wouldn't want they hold that same bitterness, towards me like I did for my dad in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that had molded me to be the father that I am now, and I must say that I'm proud of the father I am because my kids make me feel proud. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
They made me feel like I did it right, like a father. And there is nothing at all I think that could produce those kind of values, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That could
yeah. It's
make you
true.
feel no money, no nothing. The respect and the love from your kids. And I think I got that. I know I got that to the fullest.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
Jamo, I've just got Shelly Ned. She said, well, let that be a lesson to the world.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah,
Shelling
yeah.
it, blessed, blessed.
Yeah, yeah. Let it be a lesson. But King
Yes, sir.
Ajamo, did you and your siblings ever sat down and discuss why your dad wasn't wrong? Did you ever had a little convention and saying why dad is not here? You and your brothers and your sisters?
Well, well, here what? Out of let me say 10, all right? Because my dad had 5 kids with my mom, and he had five other kids with another woman, right? But we grew up like with the same mother because we were in the same house, in a
Wow.
grandmother's house, which is a dad's mother. We grew up in the house, all right.
Yeah.
So we share everything. My siblings and I, we were ever so close, you
That's
know.
good. That's good. Yeah.
We were ever so close, but some of them they did have, that resentment. But out of 10, I'm number 10, all right. Out of those kids that I'm talking about,
Yeah, yeah.
I was the last one, and I had to play the peacemaker then,
Wow. Wow.
for
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my elder brothers who had to kind of counsel them on letting go, those ill feelings
Yes, yes.
and things like that, So we did sit down and talk about it, and I think even that now had brought us closer together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we all
Yeah.
dealt with it,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but since there wasn't a father figure around King Ajamo, did you ever get into trouble with the police as a younger age because there was no father figure around?
Now, well, even though my dad was not around, but I had so many father figures, what I
Right,
mean?
that's good.
Because I must say, my mom played both a father and mother role,
A
right?
mother road, yes.
But I had uncles, my mom's brothers, and you know, close like my elder cousins, and so you know, who would play that role. So where my dad missed out, like maybe teaching me to fly a kite, what I mean,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
catch a
yeah.
bird, or fish, you know. My cousins taught me how to fish and so on, and how to make a kite
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those things, that the father usually teach their
The
sons.
son, right.
So that that father figure, I think it was, there was so much, and growing up back then, as they used to say, it took a village to grow a child, what I mean. So
Yeah,
the neighbors, they would pick up for where your dad is not there,
yeah,
getting into trouble. I must say that this is something that I'm proud of.
yeah.
I've never got into trouble where to involve the police or anything like that.
Right, right.
I got into trouble as a young
As a
boy,
young boy,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
break something, you know what I mean? I did something, get into trouble around with the boys and so on.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
had,
yeah.
I mean, I was a tough cookie too, you know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right. So tell us,
But never,
go on.
never with the law,
Yeah, yeah,
really with the law, because the law is where the police come in.
exactly. Yes,
Um, oh, I had two
absolutely.
grandmothers. I had two grandmothers. My grandmother on my father's side, my father's mom, she was a God-fearing Christian woman, and she was very strict. You know, so
Hmm.
you had to watch what you say. You had to be careful. You had to look around and make sure that what you're saying, even if it's not the right thing, but you got to make sure that
Yeah,
other people didn't hear it.
so true. Yes,
Yeah,
remember them
so
days.
yeah, man, and this was just beautiful.
But coming back to your
So,
mom, King Ajamo, was your mom very strict as well with you? You get plenty licks growing up?
my mom was the strictest. My mom was a police dread. My mom was a policeman,
Right,
like a
right.
sheriff, because yeah, my mom would chastise you for even if she not sure, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like sometimes my brother and and I have a brother, right?
Hmm.
My, he's younger than me by 1 year,
Right.
but we are different fathers, but
Hmm.
man, we grew up like twins, right?
Yeah.
And for instance, sometimes I'm the one who I was very adventurous, you
Very,
know.
very troublesome,
So
so to speak.
so yeah, so I would do something, try to express something,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But when we come home, right, I might do the crime, man. But my mom would chastise my other brother as well. Yeah,
Oh
he
dear.
getting
You getting licks?
he gonna get whipping too,
Yeah, yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So just to be sure, what I mean? So
Right.
that's like as a warning, you don't follow it soon because you're gonna get it too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, my mom she was really strict, and she grew us up in going to church. We had to go to church and so
Yes,
on
of course. Yeah,
Sundays.
yeah.
Yeah, so I call it, we were members of the Catholic faith.
Okay.
So we had to do the full works like the communion
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
the
Confirmation and
and
then.
confirmation.
Yeah, it's right.
And I was an altar boy as well, so I spent a long time,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
serving the church in the
Church.
the
Yeah, yeah.
first in the Catholic Church and so on. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, man.
But tell me, King Ajamo, do you ever sit down and share the stories with your kids, like how strict your mom was? The
Oh,
licks you used to get.
oh, oh yes, oh yes. I mean, yeah, my kids and my mom's told them a lot of stories too, because
Yeah.
they grew up around her.
Mm-hmm,
So she
mm-hmm,
would
mm-hmm.
tell them, stories, but the good ones and those that not so good.
Not so good.
Yeah, yeah. And
Of
I'm
course.
I'm very open with my kids too.
That's good.
So
That's the best way.
I yeah, I try to let them know about me, the person that is their dad, man. So
That's
if you
good. That's
ask my
good.
kids, they know stuff. They know stuff about me, man.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, your parents name you Edson Mitchell. How do you get the name Ajamu?
Well, Ajamu, I got the name Ajamu. I got an uncle who is a historian, an African historian,
Okay.
and he's Rastafarian. His name is Atiba,
Right.
and back in the 70s, he used to live in Trinidad, and then he returned home, and he was a major part of the cultural foundation in that Mama Khan. You know, I mean,
Mama Khan, yeah.
he was one of the, I call him the high priest. You know,
Oh, okay.
so he introduced me to African history. So when he came back to Grenada, he came back with a whole lot of black history books, like the Philosophy and Opinion of Marcus Garvey,
Right.
Steve Biko, and Malcolm X. That's the first time I hearing about those people. Apart from, we know about Martin Luther King, because I remember in one of my aunt's house there was this portrait of Martin Luther King, and we knew who he was. This black man.
Yes.
But in terms of Marcus Garvey, Steve Biko, Malcolm X, and so on, I heard those names, by the way, but I didn't really know nothing much about them, right? But when he came, he introduced me to those books, and I started reading those books, those African books, and then I realized that how important is the black man name, and through the passage of slavery,
Yeah.
the black man name has been taken away from you, and they force you to use name like Matthew and Philip and those kind of
Yeah,
names, which is not of our descendant, So realizing that, I thought that, okay, well, my uncle, he had changed his name. His name is Atiba Mawutu, right?
Okay.
And he explained to me about the importance of the names and so on. And he also taught me that those names, they have meanings, right? The names have meanings. So he gave me this African name book. It's a little book with all sort of African names, and they got meanings to them.
Right.
I thought I wanted to adopt an African name.
Yeah.
So I looked through the book and I saw AJAMU. And the meaning of AJAMU is a man that fight for what he wants. And I said, well, that's me, because
Yeah.
my thinking, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, I don't just say yes. I will ask you why.
Yes.
If you ask me to do something, I want to know why I'm going to do this. Why you want me to do this? Why should I do that? Or why should I not resist that? So I saw myself as that kind of character, and
Ajamo.
which also ties onto that fighting spirit, like a warrior, that kind of,
Yeah.
a determined kind of guy. So I adopted the name. So I had this name long before I started to sing calypso, or decided to sing calypso, or wanting to sing calypso.
Yeah.
So when
Wow.
I went into calypso, at the time, it was like people were having names, funny names, like the Mighty This and the Mighty That.
Yeah.
I decided to just go by my name, which is my home name that everybody call me now. The people in my village, they call me AJAMU instead of Edson.
Edson Mitchell.
Most people like, much less the younger people, because then my name is AJAMU. They call me AJAMU, so I asked people to call me,
Yeah.
and not deleting my Christian name, as you would call it, that my mom gave to me.
Yeah.
But then most people just start calling me AJAMU, and I like that. I like our AJAMU song, you know what I mean? And so when I decide to sing, I decide I'm gonna go under the name, but I'm gonna add Rootsman to it. So when I started to sing, my name was Rootsman AJAMU.
Okay.
But there were another young man called Rootsman Kelly.
Okay.
Right? And me being the person that I am, I like original. I like to
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah, yeah.
original. I like to be, you know what I mean? I don't like you to mistake me for nothing and no one else. I'm just myself. So I decided to drop the roots, man, and just go with a JAMU.
Wow.
And then when I started making my name and so on, and then I won the Calypso Crown. Once I started winning,
Yeah.
people started to refer to me as King AJAMU.
Right, right.
you
But
know.
tell me, Ajamo, when you change your name, did people ever ask you what's the meaning of Ajamo? Did they stop you in the street, tell you why you calling him Ajamo?
Yeah, a lot of people do. Most people who interview me,
Right.
they
Okay.
would ask, you know,
I mean,
and
friends
then
and friends
yeah,
and close
so
family.
sometimes random, yeah, yeah, people would run to me when I say, "But what a JAMU mean?"
Yes.
And then I would tell them what it means.
Okay.
And on the name thing, right? I decided that I'm gonna name my kids African name. So my kids got name like Jamila. I mean, not Mandisa, and those kind of
Right. The
name,
African names.
Cafe,
Yeah. 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 Nice. Nice.
yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Now tell us, Ajamo, how did it all started for you? Tell us about your musical journey and what age you started.
Well, music was always part of my growing up because
Mm-hmm.
my mom was very musical too, you know.
Okay.
And then I get to realize, well, I got music from both sides because my dad, he was a musician as well. My
Oh.
mom told me he was a steel pan player,
Okay.
and my grandfather as well. He used to play the violin and so on, which is my
Oh.
dad's father.
Okay. So the Aini blood,
A
eh?
whole lot of musicians.
So the
Yeah,
Aini blood, Aini blood.
it's in my blood. So my mom she was back then. I know they call them a seamstress, meaning someone who make clothes
Close,
and so
yes.
she sew clothes, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So my mom used to sew in the house, and I as the little but I love my mom, eh? I
Yeah,
love my
yeah,
mom.
of course.
So I spend a lot of time around her, when she doing her work and thing, you know. She had this little name that she used to call me, and she would ask me to go do stuff, bring stuff for her and thing like that. I was the one who.
So what name was that?
So
She's
my
calling.
mom was a good singer. She used to sing like in weddings and christening thing like
Okay,
that. She would
okay,
sing.
okay.
My mom
Oh,
used to just get up and sing. Whether it's in the funeral, somebody die, things
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. In a week, yeah.
Because yeah, and my mom was a mass player too. What you call singing mass?
Okay.
Uh,
All right, yeah.
string band singing mass. So my mom was kind of like a calypsonia
Okay.
to a certain extent. So she would
Oh,
sing, and
I
she
see.
was a Dane's Mighty Sparrow fan.
Wow.
So she would be singing all these Mighty Sparrow songs. And I think I really pick it up from there. And then when I start going to school, I was always involved in the cultural groups in the school and in my village, like those village groups,
Yeah, yeah.
the folk groups and so on. I was involved in there. So I got into entertainment pretty early, but when I really started to play the guitar, I was probably around 11, going on 12. And I was self-taught, I mean, I used to
Wow.
make these little guitars,
Yeah, yeah.
with bamboo string and the god that the fishing line
Fishing
and
line, of
so
course.
on.
Yeah, I remember them days. Yes.
Yeah, and then there was this person in the village who had an old guitar. It was not playable, but I asked them for it and they give it to me and I kind of
Cherish it.
fix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fix it up and then I started learning to play on that, you
Okay.
know. And then I would go to to people, whoever I know have like a guitar, a real guitar in the village. I would find myself there, Lyman, at that place, so I could get to play the guitar,
Oh, okay. You're very interested in playing the guitar.
Yes, and
Yeah,
when
yeah.
when I was 13 years, my elder brother, who were not living in my mom's house at the time, he had moved out. But he used to come and visit, and he got lined up with a band down in lower down Westerhall, St. David's.
St. David, okay.
And he came to visit one weekend, and he saw me practicing on my piece of guitar, in the yard.
Yeah.
And he said, "I didn't know you could play guitar." I said, "Yeah, man, I could play guitar." So he said, "But they need a guitarist down in the band where I'm at down there." I said, "So take me with you, take me down."
Yeah.
And he brought me. At that time I was 13 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
And my brother brought me there, and they gave me the leader of the band, who is a man named Mr. Joe Chateau. The band was named 3+2.
All right.
And Mr. Joe was a genius musician. All his kids play. The band was actually his children with some other players, good players. And they gave me an audition,
Yeah.
When I went that night, when my brother brought me, they took me to the band house and they gave me an audition, But the problem I had, because I was self-taught, I never saw a music book or nothing, nothing like that. So I could play the chords, but I didn't know the name of the chords.
Oh, I see what you mean.
All right, so when they call the chords and stuff, I was like lost, man. But once the band started to play,
Yes.
I could have just fallen and just follow the band and play. And so Mr. Joe, he told the other guys, he said, "But this young boy not ready to play with the band yet, but keep him around because he's a real musician."
Yeah.
He said somebody teach him the chords, because this youth, he got what it takes, but he can't, he don't know the chords, he can't play with the band. And one of the guys from the band, there was this house where the band members used to stay, and they took me to the house. That night I slept over with them, and one of the guys came out with a book, which I would call a chord encyclopedia.
Yeah.
It had all kind of chords. So that's the first time I really laid my eyes on a chord book like that.
Okay.
And then when I go through the book, I realized how simple it is to learn the chords, because the chords, the guitar, unlike the keyboard, the piano.
Yeah.
If you learn to bar one form of chord on the guitar, you could just move the positions, and then you have another chord,
Oh, I see.
And it was like lightning. This was like magic to me, because everything just wow. So I didn't know the chords, and then I know the chords.
Right.
So it was just that simple. And then I went back to the band house. But the next day, or the next rehearsal they had, when I went back to the band house, I knew all the chords. When they call the chords, I know them. So from then, they just took me to play with the band. And I was this young boy playing with this band, and we were playing in dance. My mom wasn't having it at all. My mom was, she was quarreling, bagging. I couldn't care less. I wanted to do this. So
just on a mission.
I just keep doing it. I was just on a mission.
Yeah.
So people used to come where the band playing. People used to come just to see this little man, the guitar is almost bigger than me, but the little man could play that guitar,
Yeah, that's good, man. Wow.
And then the rest is just history, because playing with that band, I had the opportunity now to mess with the other instruments.
Yeah.
So I learned to play the other instrument. I learned to play the drum. I learned to play the keyboard and so on.
Right, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Very
So,
talented.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
what's about the actual singing career, King AJAMU? Do you remember your very first song you wrote or you sang?
Um, well, the very first song I wrote, it was a reggae song,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot remember the song.
Okay.
But I've been writing a lot of songs like reggae, but reggae songs, at the time.
I know, yeah.
But I was not like a singer, man. So I would write my songs and then I would sing with my guys, my friends in the village who were learning to play music. Some of them I teach them to play. I taught them to play the guitar as well.
Yeah.
And we had a little band, in the school and so on. But in the big band, I was not singing until one time. I was back in the revolution and they had what they call a student rally. And because of my popularity and my ability to play, I ended up playing with a school band that I was not a student. The St. David Secondary School.
Yeah.
They had a band. I was not a student from the St. David Secondary School, but because they took me to play, with them. And then we played one day in a student rally in Queen's Park. That's back in the
Revolution, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the singers from my band who I was playing with in West Hall, they saw me. Well, they heard me sing. I sing a Bunny Spear song.
Okay.
In that rock,
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't believe because they had no idea that I could have sing.
Okay.
So when they saw and they discovered that I was able to sing, then they started pushing me to like sing in the band, to do lead songs and so on.
So you were the lead vocalist at one point.
Not the lead vocalist for the band, but I would do a song or two,
Okay.
and do backup, yeah.
Right.
And then when I left that band, there was a gentleman who was very fond of me too, a musician. His name is Carl Rouse from West Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to make a band, and he came to look for me up in Mama Ken. He said he wanted me to be part of the band.
Wow.
And I was playing a more major role in that band. The band name was Hot Tremors. And so I was doing a lot more vocals and so on. And that's when I really started to play around with the I've been working with Calypsonians, trying to help them with arrangement and so on.
Yeah, that's good.
And that was before I got into Calypso.
Wow.
And then it was when I went to Trinidad, I think it was in 1981, 82. And when I came back home, early 83, I decided that I was going to write two songs. There was this friend who was always asking me to come to sing Calypso because he thinks as a musician,
Mm-hmm.
But I was not that kind of guy. I don't know. I didn't see myself as that.
Yeah, just a musician.
And then
not a Calypso.
he wanted to write for me, but then I ended up writing two songs, and one of the songs was a song titled "Use Your Head."
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because from day one, my songs, my composition were always like on a positive note,
Yeah.
So that song was a song appealing to young ladies to be natural and thing, what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Use your head.
instead of at the time, use your head, yeah. Be positive and
Yeah, of course. Now, AJAMU, you've won the Calypso Monarch 9 times in Grenada.
Yes,
How does that make you
yes.
feel? Would you? Am I right to say you're part of the elite Calypsonians ever to grace Grenada?
Well,
9 times. How do you feel about this, Ajama?
it's a good achievement, but I don't really see things like that. I'm not that kind of person. I don't like carry those things like badges and so on my shoulders, no chip on my shoulder.
Yeah, but
I just
this
think
is a
that,
record by itself, Ajama.
say it again.
This is a record by itself. 9 times.
Yeah,
Calypso
well,
Monarch of Grenada.
yeah, well, I mean, I'm one of the guys who at the forefront. Now Scholar has won 10 times because he won this year. Scholar and I we were 9, but he won this year,
Hmm.
and he's the one who has the most monarch title from Grenada
Yeah.
right now. But what I was trying to say is, I never really look at at it as this, because here what's going on. This is something that I had a passion for, and I
Yeah.
still do. You know,
You're very humble.
and I never really look at numbers. For me, that's what I do. It's a livelihood. I do this thing. I love it. I know God bless me, teach me how to write songs. I could write songs. I could perform, and maybe people enjoy when I'm performing. I just go there and I do it, and
Yeah.
sometimes a lot of times I win. You know what I mean? But I never sit,
Wow.
oh wait, man, like I got 10 crowns. I got 9 crowns. I don't really sit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Never,
Because
never really
because
looked
you
at it
won
like
in
that.
1987, 1988, the back to back, Ajama.
Yes,
And
yeah,
also in 1990, 1991, 92 was a free pit.
yeah, 92, yeah, and I stayed out in 93 and 94,
Well, did you
and then I
relinquish?
came
Did you
back.
relinquish your title? Then you just felt like giving up.
Well, no, a lot of things started happening. It's just because when I came out, right, I came out like I had success, I mean, from the word go. Because the first time I made it to the Calypso finals, I came second. And then after that I came first, and I won again in 1988. In 1999, the resistance started building up, right? From people, because back then people thought that, okay, you're winning too much, and so on. So in 1989, that's when the resistance started. That's the first and only time I know in my whole career that I got booed on stage. You know what I mean? They'll be like,
Whoa.
boo, boo. You know, I couldn't understand it, because I said, what did I do? you know, but it was just that some people thought that, they had to put up that resistance to maybe secure themselves, in certain places. So after 89, I was a bit kind of upset with, about that. I wasn't, I didn't like that,
Yeah, yeah,
because come on, because I got booed, but I still come third
yeah,
in
yeah.
the competition. And I mean, so wait, how could I go so wrong enough for you to boo me, but I could come
I
third?
come to yeah,
Something
yeah,
wasn't right. You know what I mean? So I told him, maybe I could have won.
yeah, yeah.
And then I came back now, and it was like this kind of put a kind of fire in me,
Right, right.
to just try to be the best of the game, just be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best of the game.
Right.
And I did it 3 years,
In
successful.
yeah, a free pit, eh?
Yeah, and then they turn up the heat even more. Now they started accusing me and my mom, of working OB and all kind of
Wow,
foolishness.
wow, wow, wow.
Totally disregard for my talent, my gift from
Yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah. Of course.
And it was kind of painful because, I remember I was driving my car to this village, and a little boy, somebody said, AJAMU, and they start calling me, and the, and the little boy said, Obia man.
OBM.
The man say walking Obia. And that kind of got me, So I say, you know what? It's something why they're saying that, why they're saying so. It's not the truth, but if they're gonna go so far, maybe I should just leave it to them,
Yeah.
So I stayed out for 2 years, and then I came back in '95, and that was when I came back with AJAMU on the road again.
Yes. Let's feature this track for your fans and for our listeners at AJAMU on the road, okay? 1 second. All right. Voice of the one, the King AJAMU, Edson Mitchell out of Grenada, the Spice Island. He's live right here on RFI Radio 102.1 FM. We say good afternoon to you. We say good evening wherever you are. Big up 473. Hey, he's live, King AJAMU.
I'm a music man with a soca plan for the whole world. They go say I'm mad 'cause I go jam them hard, no stopping at all. I have paid my dues, so now I refuse to let them stop me. I know I've got the will to make it up the hill. I'm fit and ready, I'm just like Freddy.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
Once again, sweet voice of the one, King AJAMU. King AJAMU, what a big tune, what a beautiful song. Well written as well, King AJAMU, On the Road.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
So you said that was in 1995, you said?
1995, yes.
Wow.
Sorry. What am I saying? Yeah, that was 95, yeah. They did stay out in 93, 94, yeah.
Wow.
1995.
Beautiful track. This is one of the songs, King AJAMU, that will never die, yeah?
That's one of my signature pieces.
On the Road.
Yes.
Wow. A very popular song. No matter which island you go to, you'll always hear a song from King AJAMU.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Yeah,
always On the Road. And also you won as well AJAMU in 2004, 2014 and 15.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're rocking this
2004.
Queen's Park Savannah.
Yeah, man. That's what it is.
You are so gifted, AJAMU. This is the only king I will bow down to. Yeah, this is the only king I'll bow down to.
Just give God praise, man, because all those things people used to say that to me a long time, but now I could acknowledge it. This is a special gift from God, the talent that I have musically. I think that's my role, because I always feel like the biggest problem someone has is to figure out what their roles are in life. But I figured it out. I figured out that music was my forte. And I don't think it was by accident. I think that God has blessed me with this talent because I never went to music school. I was self-taught. I taught myself to play, to read, write, arrange, produce, all these things. I taught myself, and until, I get older and so on, and then I seek to develop my craft, more by reading books and doing things like that, But the actual basics, it was self-taught, So I know this is not just because, I was some special somebody. But I
Right.
think it's a gift from God, you know.
Yeah. But Jamo, but you mentioned a while ago this song On the Road is your signature tune. Would you say this was a song that made King AJAMU?
Uh, this reinforces, I would say, establish who King AJAMU is. Because remember, I was in 1995. I started singing in 1983. And from the word go, I think people recognize that I had something, you know, to offer. So I think AJAMU On the Road Again is one of the songs that conform them, you know. I'm a music man with a soca plan for the whole world.
Well, yes.
You know, that's just like, you know, like a confirmation. But I've been music prior to AJAMU On the Road Again. But I think AJAMU On the Road really sung the horn then, and they explode it in a big way. Give like a microphone that says, "This is the music man, King AJAMU."
Oh God, yeah. It's a beautiful song, AJAMU.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah. Now, AJAMU, one of his songs, right? No matter which party you play at, could be a young people party, oldies, no matter which island or country you go to, and if anybody is sitting down and this track comes up, everybody's up on the feet. You know which song I'm talking about?
And no, not sure.
Okay, let me just play this track for your fans and the listeners. I will get back to this, AJAMU. 1 minute.
Right.
I know you are the one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song. African lady. Lord.
Yes, African lady.
Yeah, well, I thought it was this one, you know, but I didn't want.
You thought so?
Yeah, I don't want to take no bet and so on. Yeah, but definitely.
What a song! What inspired you
Yeah,
to
well,
write the song King AJAMU?
Man,
Is it based on a true story? Were you in
Yes,
love at
yeah,
the time? Were you in love at the time you sang this? You wrote this?
Well, I wouldn't say it's personal, you know,
Okay,
but
good.
I have a natural, you know, and undying love and appreciation for the woman, you know. If you check my songs are always songs that uplift the woman. I don't try to do songs that bash women at all, you know. And my heart wouldn't allow me to do it. And this song come about a time where I was in a turning point of my life, where I was on the verge of getting out of the basic kind of calypso then, you know?
Yeah.
Because that was some of the only time when I've been having run-ins with my spiritual self, you know? And I just didn't know what to write, because every time I try to write a song, you know, I think about an idea. Like there was this inner voice saying to me, don't sing that, you can't sing that, you know. And something happened, and then I came up with the album In Touch with the Spirit, which is the album that has this Kingman Love, African Lady. Yeah. So that was like a revolutionary time, you know, in terms of my thinking, my mental, and the positive side of me was really clicking that time. So I had this was not like rocket science to come up with a song like that.
Wow. Just to let you know, AJAMU, this is one of my favorite tracks from you, you know.
Yeah, well,
I would play this every
this
day
one
if I
of
have to.
yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks, and I know it's not just you and I, because so many people I've seen the reaction in the parties, the shows and so on, and for the DJs, I think it's about the most requested song for dub plates.
Right.
Yes, so yeah, definitely.
I'll give you a joke, AJAMU. I was playing at a Grenadian function a couple of years ago. And we started playing some, Tangla and, name the old school Grenadian artists, Calypsonian. And these two old women came up to me and told me, DJ, you need to play one song for me. And I remember this like was yesterday. It said to me, this will make our night. And which song she requested? African Lady. And the whole place just got up, started dancing. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because
it's amazing.
You see, there's something real about that song, right? And if you ever see me perform that song, you would understand how real and effective is that piece of work, because it's the kind of song that makes a woman feel like a queen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm singing the song for you. It's not just a song, but it's like the way how the song is written, how it's built, it become personal for the ladies then, because we say you are the one, and I could single out any one person in the crowd, all right, and just point to them and say, you are the one who make my heart sing. I want to say, you are the one who bear my children. Most women, they got kids, you know what I mean? They could relate to that. So that song is just one of those real songs.
Yeah, and there's a part in the song as well where you say, I want to tell you this in my song.
Yes, I want to tell you I love you in my song.
Can you give us a little acapella, King AJAMU?
You are the one who make my heart sing. Na 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 na, lady. You are the one who make my bells ring. Na 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 na, lady. From the time you came into my life, I know you were the one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song.
Wow.
So you see, here we go.
Yeah. You have a beautiful voice as well, King AJAMU, I must say.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, beautiful voice, man. This is one of my favorite tracks. And I said again earlier on, this song will never die, AJAMU.
Yeah, well,
beautiful arranged and well written as well, man.
Thank you. And
where were you at the time? Where were you at the time when you wrote the song? Were you home? Were you on the street just walking along? Or where were you at the time?
Yes, I was in Grenada. Spending a lot of time, as a matter of fact, home with my family. I didn't. It's about. That was just as about. We were about to migrate to the US. And I was spending a lot of time with my family. And this song was recorded and mixed everything at my top level studio in Mama Can.
Mama Can, yeah.
All the musicians, everybody who played on that album, the singers, they were people from locally, from Grenada and so on.
Yeah.
So this is just beautiful piece of work. That album, that whole album. But that song is a special song.
And you competed with that song as well, AJAMU?
No.
Didn't compete with it.
No. Well, at the time, I was not. I don't think I was competing. No, I was not competing, because you bear in mind, even that 9 crowns that I win, that I
Yeah,
won in Grenada, but I hadn't competed for a lot of years. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I had breaks within the 5 years. I've been in and out of competition, but I've been more out than I've been in. Yeah, so that time, no, I was not in competition, and you may want to think that if I was in competition, maybe I would have won with that song.
Not
But
maybe.
I say maybe,
You would have.
maybe no, maybe no, because it's strange. It's strange because one another masterpiece that I had that become one of my signature piece is a song titled "Love Thy Neighbor." All right.
Right.
And I could almost bet now that if you would put me in a competition now to sing that song, I probably might emerge the winner. You know,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what I can do now, performance, all of that, I think I may emerge the winner. There's a good chance.
Yeah.
But when I sang that song in competition, I don't even think maybe I had placed. I don't remember. It's one of the time when I must say I was a bit disappointed. Because that no real attention was given to that song,
Wow.
and that song has become one of the masterpieces from AJAMU. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe if I had sang African Lady in a competition back then,
Yeah.
maybe yeah, I wouldn't have won.
Okay, Ajama, let's play this song one more time, and then we're going to play the song "Love Thy Neighbor," because I said
Mm,
this is just a signature song. Okay. All right.
thank
Oh, no,
The
no,
boss of the one, Mr. Edson Mitchell, aka the King of Jamo. He's
African.
live right now. RFI Radio 102.1 FM.
You are the one who make my heart sing. Na na na
Na
na.
na 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 na, lady.
You are the one who make my bells ring. Na 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 na. Lady.
Out of the Spice Highland, Grenada, Pitimatnik, and Karakou, Edson Mitchell, aka the King of Jamo.
Now I want to tell you I love
You
you.
in my song.
African lady. Lord, big man love you. Big man love you. Big man love you. I man love African lady. Hey, big man love you. Big man love you. Big man love you. I man love. Yeah. Oh na na na. All my love is for you. Yeah. Sometime when I feel sad and lonely, na 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 na, lady, you give me love and make me happy. Na 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 na, lady. I know many times I've done things that bring water to your eyes, but I know it's wrong, so now I apologize.
Apologize.
African lady, no.
Man, Ajamo, I could listen to the song day, morning, noon, and night,
I can understand.
Honestly, I could listen to this every single day and I wouldn't get bored of it. Sometimes I'm just home relaxing and go on YouTube without putting on my system.
Yeah.
I'll just play this track, So relaxing just to
Nah.
listen to.
Yeah, man, it's one of those songs that you could call food for your soul.
Yeah, it is. It is. It
Miles
does something to
away
me. It
from-
does something to me every time I listen to this.
Yeah, I could understand totally.
Because when I listen to the song on the lyrical content in the song Ajamo, I say to myself, Was he in love? You know, what was going through his head writing the song? You know,
I'd always been a man in love, you know. Always, I'm
always
still
in love. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, but AJAMU, we spoke about a track a while ago called "Love Thy Neighbor."
Yes.
And you said a while ago, if you had competed with that song, there's a strong possibility you would have won. Why is this?
You mean "Love Thy Neighbor"?
Yes.
No, I think you misunderstood what I said.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Making a reference, I was saying, if I competed with King Man Love, which is African Lady. You
yes.
think maybe I won, but I say maybe not.
Oh, right.
Because
I'm with you. Okay.
I was trying to reference, because I did compete with Love Thy Neighbor, and I think if I'm gonna compete now with a song like Love Thy Neighbor, chances are I'm probably gonna pull it off.
Wow.
But I didn't. So it's just, and music again, and then I could testify to that, and a lot of people, I guess, can testify to that.
Mm-hmm.
My music is like a what you call a good wine, because it doesn't. The longer it stays, the older it gets stronger.
Yeah.
So I think how these songs has matured and grown on people so much.
Man.
And sometimes my songs need that kind of time. That's why I try to make good music, because my music is not like the music that you get in the fast food lane.
No, it's true.
So you gotta get the CD. You gotta get it. You gotta have it, because it have long shelf life.
Yes.
It's not like those music where you hear them today, you jump with them, and you don't remember them tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Though my music, and most of my music, you could say, is that kind of music where it have long life, longevity.
Your music will live on forever.
Yes.
Now let's play this track for our listeners. AJAMU, "Love Thy Neighbor." 1 minute. His life, Edson Mitchell, aka King AJAMU out of Grenada. We say good afternoon, Grenada, St. George's, St. Andrews, Mama Kant.
I woke up in a special way this morning. I don't know why I feel this way this morning, but something really touched my soul this morning.
Wow, another beautiful track as well, AJAMU, "Love Thy Neighbor."
Man, thanks.
Yeah,
it is a beautiful track.
Yeah. Now, AJAMU, let's talk about another track. Whenever this song is played, in a vehicle, wherever, by a beach party, it's a sing-along track, if you know what I mean. Yes.
Which one is that?
Well, let's feature this track, AJAMU. Hope you could hear what I'm playing.
Unfortunately, I'm not hearing any of the music.
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah, I hadn't been hearing any other music.
Okay, I'm playing the Music Man, right?
Oh.
Okay, 1 second.
Mr. Music, that's my name. Many people asking me, "AJAMU, how you love music so?" I tell them, don't ask me this question, because I don't know. How me live
Yes, Ajamo. When the song is played, people sing it at the top of the voices, man. I'm a music
Yeah,
man. Big song as well, Ajamo.
yeah, man. That's one of the
Wow.
another class. I would consider. Yes,
It is a classic.
yes,
No matter where you go, this song is playing, everybody will just sing along to it.
yeah, man. The music is just a marriage going on between the music and the lyrical content and everything.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's wonder well put together.
Yeah. And I love the arrangement as well, yeah?
Yes,
And you do the own arranging for your music as well, Ajamo?
for this one, yes, I arrange. Well, I arrange most of my music, but work. Frankie McIntosh did some work on this. He arranged the horns on this particular track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but basic arrangements, it was done by myself, but record and produce.
Such a talented musician, Ethan Mitchell.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Very,
much.
very popular song as well, Music Man.
Oh yes, and it's one that I really enjoy performing. It's
Yeah.
like as I say, because that's who I am, and I think the music is like this particular song is like a living testimony of the man himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, Ajamo, in all the years you've been performing at the Calypso Monarch, defending the art form, was there a year you said to yourself, boy, I should not have won, this guy should have gotten the crown? Does this time ever exist?
No, I cannot remember any time that I've won that I think I didn't really deserve to win or somebody. We had close call, but on the night there were times when on the night, like things went wrong for the other guys,
Yeah, yeah.
So I see it like, I won, maybe I shouldn't have won, because if they were bring the goods to the table,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there was a chance for them. But I cannot pinpoint any crown that I have won and I thought that I didn't deserve it.
Right.
Yeah, it had time when I thought I could have lost, and then I end up winning.
Okay.
And one time was I think it was Black Wizard. I had so many, and those they would. And I remember when I had there was a time when people were really rooting for Squeezy too.
Squeezy, yeah.
To, but then again, he couldn't win because I had Look the Crown there. Take it. Those songs without any blunders.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very hard song to win. A bit, in a competition. Yeah. And what demolished his chances, even though I thought he might have a chance. But as I say, he just couldn't win song by song. But he had a good chance.
Yeah.
And then he ended up, I don't know what happened, but his intonation was off.
Right.
And I used that in the competition way, and I used that just to put the final nail in the coffin. I say,
yeah,
nobody ain't beating me singing this song up. And that's what it takes, because a lot of times, sometimes people, they have the goods or they think they have the goods. But the competition is a general performance and on the night. And I think I used to have like a little edge on most of the guys on the night, because one, I was not a bossy person, but very confident, confident. And in a competition, that's the number one thing right there, because you see, when you're confident, you get quick on your foot, you could you could see things that's happening around you. You know, if you're not confident, you're shaky, you're good. All you're thinking about is trying to remember your song. But me, I feel like so confident. I know my songs.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I
yeah,
know
yeah,
my
yeah.
songs. Then you say, well, what this man just said? I just take that and put that into my song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I think that was, oh man. I mean,
Right.
competition is something else. You know, some
Yeah.
people got it, and some people get lucky. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people get lucky, and it is some people they got this, and I think I'm one of the people who got this, because even
Yeah.
up to now, this is not no boasting, you know, but I think even up to now, if I want to go back and take part in competition, I think I'll give them a run for the money, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
The king is back.
And because I understand, you know what I mean? I understand what it takes to win all these crowns and stuff that I won.
Yeah.
It's not just by accident, or
Yeah. But can
you
I
know,
can I just ask you this, Ajamo? How do you prepare yourself for competition night? Or
mental.
before you go on the stage, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, but you see, it's a thing you have to live, because when I was doing this thing, I live this thing. If you ask my family, they're gonna tell you. You know, I
Mhm.
sing my song. Preparation, you gotta prepare. Just as if you're going to run like Kirani, you know, those guys, they do a lot of training.
Right,
You
right.
know,
So you're always prepared.
yeah, the cricketers, they would go in the net. The football players, they would go in the net and practice how to shoot that ball in the goal. You know what I mean? So I do the same thing, and that's what makes it so difficult, you know, for other people when I'm competing, because most of the times I would have good material, because I understand the nature of a good song for competition. So I learn
Right.
how to write a song, because as a musician, I understand what is the criteria they use for judging,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm.
So I use those things to build my song. So most of the time I have a good song. But what it's gonna take now is your mental preparation, because I would go rehearse my song. I would rehearse my song. I in the bathroom, I rehearsing my song, and then I say, okay, well, I may have choices or things that I could do.
Yeah.
No, so it's what click, or what I feel is more relevant on the night. Just drop this and I just put something else.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
But
that is really, it don't come overnight. This is not like a fly by night kind of
yeah,
thing
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
you just go there and hope for the best. You gotta go there and do your best, and you must prepare yourself mentally, knowing that you're feeling certain about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what I had. When I was
Yeah.
competing, that's what I had.
Right. But Ajamo, in the beginning of our interview, you said your mom played a major integral role in your, who King Ajamo is today.
Yes, she did.
Before competition, did your mom give you any form of advice?
My mom didn't even know what going on with me and that.
So you never
No,
told her,
because
Mom, I'm going to compete tonight? You never come to her tell
no,
her,
well, no. She sometimes she goes with me and so on. She would go
oh,
to the show
okay.
when she was younger.
Right,
But
right.
in terms of advice, no, I had some good people around me, like friends, and my brothers, because my brother Congo, who I spoke about him with 1 year,
Hmm.
apart, and he used to sew my clothes, what I mean? So
Okay.
he makes me look good,
Right, right. Make you look
and
sharp.
there were always people around, yeah, because like in competition, in calypso competition, you gotta do these
Right, right.
presentations and things
True,
like
true.
that.
Now let me
Me,
ask you
I
this,
was more
Ajamo,
focused.
without cutting
Yeah.
you short. Was there any form of bitter rivalry going on? Or
No,
who would you say was your biggest rival?
my biggest rival was Black Wizard, without a doubt.
Black Wizard.
You know, yeah. But from as far as I concerned, there were nothing bitter about from my point of view. Eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were not bitter about it
No bitter
because
rivalry.
right all is even up till now. When I see Black Wizard, I give him maximum respect, you
Right.
know, and I genuinely respect him as an artist, a calypsonian,
Mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
know. May have ways, personal ways that may not sit with where I'm at, on the same table, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when it comes down to respecting the man for his craft, I think he's one of our brilliant writers, you know. I might have had an edge on him because of my musical ability,
Right.
and I think that's what would have made me overshine him, a lot of
Mm-hmm,
times,
mm-hmm.
because yeah. But there was nothing bitter, and that's not something that I hold with me, and that's the reason why for so many times, even though probably now I could have probably win 20 something crowns,
Yeah.
because that this is not a boasting, but it's the truth. If I had stayed in competition from since that I've been competing and just remaining there, just keep singing and singing and singing, I
Yeah.
probably would have reached close to 20, if not past 20, you know. But because some things, I just, just step aside, and just
Yeah.
let people have the way,
But
I mean? So,
Ajamo, in all the years you've been competing, was there one time you would say, well, okay, I should ask you, which year you think was the most memorable for you? A performance that you will
19,
never forget. And why? And why is this?
yeah, that would be 1990.
1990. And
Because for the same reason that I mentioned earlier on, in 1989,
mhm,
I had a song called My Calypso, which I still consider, and many people consider to be a masterpiece, a classic, My Calypso. And when I sang that song in the competition, I tell I got booed. I mean, they booed me out. They booed me, but I came third. All right,
yeah.
and I thought something about this wasn't right. Because it's not like I didn't forget nothing. I didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
When I look at the performance, you see, that was a winning performance.
Yeah.
But the booty fell out of me.
Wow.
I thought this was disingenuous. All right, so I put a lot of effort into 1990 to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
And in 1990, that's when I had opened up the door, won the road match.
Yes, open up.
I
Yes,
had
yeah.
double tenor girl. Double tenor girl won me in the Calypso Monarch with a song titled "Do It for the Children," which is one of my all-time favorite. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so that year was like a monster year,
Wow.
and it was self-gratifying in a sense. It bring me that
Yeah, yeah,
self-gratification.
yeah.
Because it's like I feel a sort of redemption. Vindicated
Yeah,
over
yeah, 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 yeah,
what
yeah,
happened
yeah.
last year.
They boo you and now
So
you come
that
up with a big
year,
song.
yeah, was big song, was tune after tune after tune, man.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
year was a lot of tunes.
Hey, Ajamo, let's feature this track for our listeners so that they could know what we're talking about. Open up. You said you won the road match with that song, right?
Only road match, yeah.
Of
My
course, of
only road
course.
match.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
feature this track, Ajamo.
Mhm. Mhm.
Alright. I wanna come in.
Open up. Edson Mitchell, aka King Ajamo. Live right here on 1021 RFI Radio. My name is DJ LT. Big up my Grenadian crew locked on as well. 473 Spice Island, eh? Open up. I love this track as well, eh?
DJ LT.
The Road March King of Grenada, King AJAMU. Open the front door.
Then she saying to me, wait, let me get ready. But I wasn't patient, so I say, if you gon' give me something, girl, stop wasting precious time. Them kind of mama giving, girl, really blowing my mind. So
Open up the door, let me come in. Road March of Grenada.
I want to come in. Long time now you know lesson.
Yeah, I love this track as well, AJAMU. Open up. Big song as well, man. Big tune.
Yeah, man. That's the party people favorite, man.
Yeah, I love it as well, man. I love it.
Yeah,
You were like
party favorite.
AJAMU, you were like the Mike Tyson in the ring, you know. In the Calypso fraternity. You were like the Mike Tyson at one point.
Yeah, I had this thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People might be saying, boy, tonight AJAMU is competing, but I don't stand a chance, you know.
But I know that a lot of people used to feel intimidated, and I think
Of course.
that's
I
what-
would myself. If I was a Calypsonian
that's
back
what
then.
breed. Yeah, because I mean, generally, I think most of the guys they love me, and I mean, them guys they don't really hate me, but they hate my behavior back at the time, you know what I mean? this guy was like this guy's problem, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
generally, because none of these guys, you know, they all know the kind of character that I am, and none of them can really say that, you know, yeah, AJAMU did this or AJAMU did something bad to me, you know what I mean? The only bad
But
thing
in a
was
song, you did say to them, when they get to Queen's Park, you give them a musical heart attack, eh?
Oh, yeah, well, that was me, because that's why you're bad, you know what I mean? I'll take you on musically, but look at me, as I'm saying in this song, look at me.
Yeah,
I can't let that song fly.
yeah. I
You
love that
know,
part
man.
in the song. You said, yeah, man, when they get to Queen's Park, man, you go give them a musical heart attack,
Give
man.
them musical heart attack.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, AJAMU, when you home relaxing and, you know, chilling out, your own free time, what music do you listen to? Or which Calypsonian? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, man, I have a lot of favorite Calypsonians, but you know, you might be surprised, right? I don't listen music like that. Listen Calypso like that, you know. Like back home, when I was back home, and you know, we had in the bar and stuff like that. We would play certain music, but you would be surprised if you had the opportunity to vibe with me and see how I live home, right? My home does be quiet.
Yeah, just
Some
chilling
people are
out.
like, man,
Yeah.
this is my music, but I don't like go up on music like that, you know. But it has certain music when it comes to listening that I would listen to,
Right.
and I listen to a lot of what you call compa music, like in my car when I driving in the car.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of French Creole music, compa music. I
Copa,
like
from,
compa.
that's from Haiti.
Yeah. Yes. I listen to a lot of that. But I would have my time, like when I listen to programs, you know, I listen to music playing on the radio and so on. But very rare you would hear me like my song system from my house, you know, blasting and thing like that. You know, my home most time is quiet. You quicker hear the guitar playing, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I play my guitar a lot. I like playing my guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Very relaxing moment. You have your guitar.
Yes, sir.
AJAMU, any regrets?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't look at things like that because I had some down points in my life, But the
Yes.
way how I see life, I see everything has happened for a reason. So I wouldn't really say I regret. There are certain things, if I get a chance to redo them, I will do them differently, but not erasing totally, the way that things were done before, because I feel those things that transpired in my life previously
Hmm.
had brought me to where I'm at now.
Right.
So I appreciate those things. So I don't really look at them as regrets.
Okay, good. And also,
Yeah.
Jamo,
If I,
do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite food you like? You eat
yeah, man.
all done?
My favorite food is no, not all long, unfortunately. But what you call back home, you call it a steam food.
Steam
Like,
food.
yeah, with a steam provision with saltfish.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Eat
And now you're talking.
some
You're making me hungry now, bro.
saltfish. That's my favorite meal, all
Saltfish.
time favorite meal. Yes, sir.
So if you go to Grenada right now, you're going to order your steamed saltfish and green figs and breadfruit and thing.
Yeah, well, I don't get to order it too much because that's not a food that is like too much on too much menu. But home, I cook it home a lot. Even here in America, I cook it a lot here, dashing and the full works. I get all the vegetables and so on, and
Yeah,
I cook up that. Yeah,
yeah. I love the oil dong Jamo.
yeah. I mean, I love oil long too. But if you ask me for my favorite dish,
Yeah,
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna pass on oil long.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Once you got that,
Would you say?
that
Would you say you're a good cook? You're a good chef cooking the oil dong Jamo?
well, I think I'm a good. I won't say a chef, but I'm I'm not a stranger in the kitchen.
Okay,
You
good,
know,
good.
and yeah, because I grew up doing stuff. That's my wife coming. She don't
Yeah,
know I'm on this, so she trying to talk to me. Babes, I'm doing an interview. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I grew up doing a lot of things because of how I grew up with my family. You had to learn to do certain things.
yeah, yeah.
So I learned to cook, and I could take care of myself. So
That's good. That's good.
it's
Your hands is
very,
yours.
yeah, very rare something around the kitchen that I might not be able to prepare.
Yeah, I've got a question for you from Shelly Ned. Saying, what's new or what's next for you in your career, Jamo?
Well, I mean, the people who had been following me, I don't know if you heard because you didn't ask any question about it. But I just made a transition in my life, you know, meaning that I take a stand to be more servant of the Lord.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
focus on my music now, it has shifted, to a
Right.
more
Spiritual thing.
a more spiritual kind of things. So no more. I'm not doing much of the secular music like the party music and so on.
Right. Right.
But I still singing my calypso and the same genre of music, but the
It's
message,
more religious.
more no, not religious. Don't get mixed up with religion
Okay.
because I'm not a very religious person,
You're spiritual.
but I most spiritual.
More
Spiritual is
spiritual.
the word.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I am preparing an album now. It should be released in December. It should have been released in July, but because of certain undertaking I had to deal with, I kind of push it back. And I just came from Grenada a couple of days ago. I was down there for about 2 months. I went down to Grenada to get baptized. So I'm now a born again Christian.
Congratulations.
If
Congratulations to you, Jamo.
Thank you very much. So the music that my direction now would be different, and it's not like I stop, performing. I'm still doing music, and I'm
Yeah.
ready to perform.
Right.
But my undertaking now is on a more spiritual
Special
side.
level,
So
right.
you wouldn't see a Jamu mashing up the party,
Yeah.
the regular no party like
Yeah, yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. That's
But
good. That's good.
I'm hoping that you would be seeing me on much bigger stage, you know, doing what I think I had an opportunity to do, which I am so grateful because you must have heard, I had some health running and so
Yes, I
on.
heard about this. Yes.
Yeah, and I had made a promise to my God that, because of His mercies that He granted me, give me another chance of life,
Yes.
that I would try to live my life differently, you know.
Right. Right.
So I'm trying my best
That's nice to know.
to be committed to that, and I hope that my fans all over the world, that they would so recognize that and continue to lend their support. So
Yeah.
meaning that AJAMU is not done. You know what I mean? I still got a lot of work to do, and as much as I've been able to provide that that vibes in the party. I
Yeah. Yeah.
hope
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
when it comes around to see AJAMU in a different light, that the same people will continue to buy my music, to view me online. And check me out on YouTube, all those social media platforms, and continue to support my music. In a general sense.
But Jamo, most people will look at you as a role model. What advice you would give to the youngsters, your friends, family, right now? Positive advice.
Well, this role model thing, is a lot of people. Sometimes they look at stars, and successful people in different ways as role model, which I totally agree, because a lot of times it's not every star is a role model.
True.
But I would want to believe that I am, because when I look at the way how the effect that I had on my kids, in terms of my principles, and things like that, and on society in general, I would think that yes, And so the advice I have for people, whether young or old, be yourself. Recognize that there's only one of you, and people will hate you, people will love you, but that doesn't change who you are.
So
Try
true.
your best to be the best that you can be in everything, no matter what it is.
Right.
If you are a tailor, you try to be the best tailor that you can be. If you're a mechanic, you try to be the best, and that's what it takes. And most of all, be humble, be yourself, shoot for the sky. Don't let nobody tell you that you cannot do this, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you're not afraid of that. You king, queens of the Most High, sons and daughters of the Most High, and just as the Christ said, that what I am, you can be, because that's why He came to leave us an example for man to follow.
Right.
So I feel like you walk on the water, but it's a matter of faith and getting there. You know what I mean?
True.
Because you say, what I do, all men can do. But if you have the belief, if you have that faith, because Peter started walking on the water. When Peter saw him walking on the water, and Peter wanted to go to meet him, he said, come. And Peter started walking on the water, and then he get nervous and he started sinking.
Right.
Now, what does that tell you? It tells you that man could do that, but you have to be of good faith. So don't let no one tell you that you cannot do this. And if it's in your belief that you can do this, you shoot for it. And trust me, most of the times you get through.
Right. Well, Jamo, I've got Camu all the way in Canada. He's locked in as well. He said to big up the king of Jamo.
Big up, man. Big
Camu
up Canada.
It's Camu.
Camo.
Yeah. Kamu, Kam. He's all the way in Canada. He's listening right now. He's logged on. He said to big up
Okay,
King
good.
AJAMU.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and also we got Shelly Ned as well, and the whole crew listening from Grenada.
Yes, Shirley.
Yeah, I've got
blessed.
DJ Redeemer all the way in Switzerland as well. Say to pick up the boss, King AJAMU.
Nice.
Born again, he said, you know. Yeah.
Born again.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
AJAMU, what's about contact?
Say it again.
What's about contact? If somebody have to contact you, how could they do so?
Man, I'm the easiest man to find. If you want to find me on Facebook, you just type up AJAMU. Edson
Mitchell.
AJAMU Mitchell.
Yeah.
You go find me on Facebook.
The King.
And I think if you Google me, you type me up in Google, you must get information where you can find me.
King AJAMU.
You know? Yeah. Oh, call the government of Grenada.
AJAMU, as you mentioned, just before we go, as you mentioned the government of Grenada, I find that very strange. I mean, you have contributed so much, you know, to music, especially to your fellow Grenadians as well, and I find that strange they haven't given you some form of accolade.
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm the kind of person, you know, I hear people talk, they say, oh, you know, I think I should give AJAMU this or AJAMU. I'm the kind of person who don't demand nothing or blow my trumpet. The people know, they know my works. They know what I have done, what I'm still doing. It's for the people in authority to recognize and decide, you know, what is due. Yes, they did give me something because I was awarded an MB from the Queen of England, which is a member of but those is not tangible things, you know. Those are not things that you can hand down to your children in any form. Those are names, and I really don't go for those. I don't feel too much about those kind of accolades. So as it is in my country, a lot of time they would recognize you after you're gone, you know. Hopefully that I still got some life in me, and I probably would be able to see, you know, how things play out. But it's not for me to turn up that signal and say what I deserve. I mean, the people, let them decide.
That's
whatever,
why
I'm humbled, and I will accept.
That's why people say, AJAMU, we're living in a dead hero society. It's when you die, that's when they want to honor you. You know?
That's true. I didn't hear that one, but this is a good one. In a dead hero society.
Yes, only when you die, they will honor you, you know? Or AJAMU was a great man.
Have anybody sang that?
Beg your pardon?
Have anybody sang that? Because that's a song.
I'm not sure. I cannot recall this, you know.
We're living in a dead
hero society. Yeah.
I like that.
You like that, eh?
I like that, yeah. That sounds good.
Well, that's something you could write about right now, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it sounds like a song.
Yeah. Well, if I was Minister of Culture in Grenada, I would love to name a street after you in Mama Kane's AJAMU, King AJAMU Street.
Well, you know, I was on a ride along a couple of days ago, and my good buddy Inspector Elimas Gilbert, the
hitman,
he called in, you know, and he was talking about that. You know, he was saying that.
Oh, really?
You know, name a street or something.
I agree with him 100%.
Well, I wouldn't reject that, you know what I mean? But it's not for me to say, you know, what accolades or whatever that, you know, the people should bestow on me. If I'm worthy of it, if you think I'm worthy of it, you know, you give it, I'm more than willing to accept. But, you know, but I'm good. I'm happy with life, you know, and let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this, and this is not no hot air, you know, fire and blank shot.
Yeah.
You see, according to my family, the honor, you know, that I got from my family, my kids, you know, it's, to me, it's a lot more important than whatever, these material things that the government or whoever, because my family make me feel like a real king in a dream.
Right. I could imagine this. It's a
And
love
that
they
kind
show
of
you.
love, yeah, man, and that love and that respect, that make me feels that I am somebody important.
Yes, of course you
And
are.
there are some people out there too, like fans and
Of
and
course.
friends,
Yeah.
who who show me that kind of love. People big me up all over the world, and there is nothing materially that can compensate for that. The support that I get from people day to day. I meet people who say, "Oh, you're in my prayers," what I mean? And
Hmm.
what is more valuable than prayers,
True.
So I give thanks for that. I give
Yeah.
thanks for my life, man.
Yeah. Right now, I think we might have a lot of people listening in Grenada, and they might be saying the same thing as well. They might start sending a petition. Let's name a street in Mama Khan, St. Andrews, after the great king AJAMU. I
Man,
will
I
send it
had
as well.
to.
I'm going to send that
Yeah,
petition. Yes, King AJAMU Street or King AJAMU Lane.
but Zeh,
And I
the
said
thing
whatever you want
about
to call
me,
it. Hmm.
yeah. The thing about me is I'm a really simple person, what I mean?
I tell you, very humble.
I'm not the kind of person who really fight and crave to be in that spotlight or to be called these names. Like, for instance, I was given that title, you know Edson Mitchell MBE. I made mention of it in the song because I think it was important for me to do so then.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, this is not something that I carry around. I would wear my badge on certain occasions, like if, so I would put it on. But I never put that onto my passport or,
Yeah.
or any stamp whatsoever. Because to me, it's not about that. The love from people, the respect, is a lot more valuable than this. So
True.
whatever it is, brother, I'm humbled
I know you are. Yes.
and
Well, I hope
I'm
the
just happy.
Minister
I'm
of
just
Culture is listening in Grenada right now. So you could say, okay, that's true. Let's name a street after King AJAMU, Edson Mitchell.
Yeah, yeah, but some people listen, but they don't hear.
So true. Let's hope what I'm saying it registered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
AJAMU,
it's
it's a
all
pleasure
good,
having you.
and I'm not the only one, because there are lots of people who went before me, and some who come after me too, who
Yeah.
did some remarkable things for country. And the way how I see it is like when you do stuff for country, a lot of times, it's not like a lot of reward for that, or you shouldn't be looking to be bent to you shouldn't be too bent on getting some reward, so
Yeah.
I think reward is people accept me, what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that means a lot, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I would refuse the other things, what I mean? But
AJAMU, you deserve any form of accolade the Grenadian government give you. I'm telling you this right now. You deserve it for your contribution to
Give
music, not just in Grenada, on the global stage. Edson Mitchell.
give thanks.
By any chance, is the Prime Minister your cousin? No,
No, but
he's not a cousin.
no, hold on a second. You know what? Because when you say the Prime Minister, I had to tweak back there a little bit, because you are talking about the now Prime Minister.
The now
right?
Prime Minister, yes, the Mitchell, yeah.
I was having a conversation with his dad about a week ago, about a week and a half maybe.
Okay.
And what his dad told me, well, I think, no, not I think we should be blood related, because people been saying that to me, but I never really know him.
Okay,
You know?
okay.
But when I spoke to his dad, and his dad explain to me who he really is and who is his mom and so on.
Oh.
Because he has an uncle who, anyway, his uncle Simi, he referred to me as his cousin, and that's because we blood related.
Blood related. There we go.
So
here we
his
go.
mom and I, we blood related. Then we should be blood related. So it's a small world.
I just thought I would ask you that. I never knew this. I just thought I would ask you that, AJAMU. You know.
Yeah, it's funny you do, because I never really gotten in direct contact with him. You know.
Yeah, maybe one day.
But this is something probably we could have a conversation about. But yes, I think we are, based on what I learned from my dad and what his dad said to me only about a week ago.
Wow, small world.
I think
blood related. Maybe one day we'll invite you. He will invite you into his office, AJAMU.
That would be good. That would be nice. Yeah.
AJAMU, it was a pleasure having you on RFI Radio 102.1 FM. This was one interview.
Man.
This was one interview I was really looking forward to. It's to having you. I've interviewed quite a few artists before.
Nice. Let me tell you, I don't really remember the young lady's name who first called me to hook us up, you know.
Shelly Ned.
What she said to me, and she said that you're a total AJAMU fan. And I was more than excited.
I am indeed.
To talk to you and get to build a friendship, you know, that relationship.
Yes.
So now we are friends, and you know, you will be getting directly all my new releases and so on.
Thank you very much, AJAMU.
And we'll stay in touch, and I'm happy and appreciate the fact that you continue to play my music, and I want you to do the
all
same
the time.
with the
All the
music.
time.
Just continue playing them, you know.
Yes, definitely.
And we'll be in touch, man. I appreciate that. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah. So before you go, AJAMU, would you want to say hi to family, friends? Would you want to say hello to?
Well, I got some family out there in England, but I can't call all those names. But cousin Norman and Ruth and all of them, all my family, Kaibu, you know, Stepa was my Hattikal reggae Rasta brethren, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think he might be listening too, because I had a conversation with him earlier on.
Right.
Yeah, so step up, big up. Cecil, that's my best friend, you know. I don't know, he might be listening to, but Cecil Hall, he is my best friend, my schoolmate, you know. We sleep in the same bed, we lime together, we do everything together. Yeah, so, but all the people and all my fans out there who knows me, and all the people who, Ken Youngblood.
Ken Youngblood, Ken Youngblood,
a man that made a real contribution to in terms of my development.
Wow, that's good.
You know, as an artist.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. And you know, when you're going to name calling, you know, it's a lot of names.
The list is very long, yes, I can imagine.
Yeah, but for those names I didn't call, it's not that you didn't help me or I didn't appreciate it, but it's just that it's just too much for me to mention right now.
Right. AJAMU, hope one day we could meet up and we have a nice saltfish, a stew on nice oil dung, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, hear what? I should be coming through England sometime in the coming year, early in next year.
Yeah.
And for what I remember, up on Shepherd's Bush.
Oh yeah.
You can get your green banana and all of those things.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean? So,
I would rather you cook it, AJAMU.
Yeah, man. How you mean? You just put me out there in the kitchen. Don't worry, I'll take care of that.
All right, good. A nice oil long saltfish stew or something, all right?
Not oil long, but I could cook a green banana and saltfish.
That's saltfish, all right.
Yes.
Well, that's still good. It's still good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I will look forward to that, AJAMU.
Yes, sir.
All right, AJAMU. Yeah, once again, AJAMU, thank you so much for coming through, man. It's a pleasure once again having you on 102.1 FM, RFI Radio.
Thank you very much. May God bless you.
You
May
too,
God
AJAMU.
bless all the listeners.
Yeah, man. One love. Okay? Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, no, no, no.
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
African lady. Listen. You are the one who make my heart sing. Na 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 na, lady. You are the one who make my bells ring. Na 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 na, lady.
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
The one. Now I want to tell you I love you in my song, African lady. No.
And we say a big thank you to the king, AJAMU, Edson Mitchell. We say a big thank you to all those who logged on, all the silent listeners as well. Big yourself, Camu, all the way in Canada, locked on as well. Our friends in Toronto, Baytown, we say good afternoon to you guys. St. Lucia, Sulphur City. Big up to all the Grenadians as well. We say 473 to the world. Big up the Trinis as well, the Bajan, the Vincies.
To your eyes, but I know it's wrong, so now I apologize. African lady, Lord, I love you.
The big yourself, DJ Black Syrian as well. What's up, bro?
Love you. I'm in love, yes I love African lady.
Big yourself, DJ Redeemer.
Big man love you, big man love you, big man love you. I'm in love.
One of my favorite tracks from Edson Mitchell, aka King AJAMU, African Lady. Big up to Valerie, our CEO. Big up the crew down in London City as well, locked on. And something next week I got Elimus Gilbert as well, the inspector, aka the hitman. You're gonna be live as well. This is gonna be another interesting interview. The inspector. Tell a friend to tell a friend next Sunday. Big yourself, Debbie. Be my daughter Destiny as well. The UB and Nick, they all locked on.
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
African lady, Lord, King man love you, King man love you, King man love you.
Oh my gosh, the music just turns me on.
King man love you, King man love you, King man love you. I'm in love, yes, Lord, Lord. You're my God, will see.
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could play that song again.
Which one, man?
The one that goes...
Oh, no, no, no. African lady. Listen. You are the one who make my heart sing. Na 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 na, lady. You are the one who make my bells ring. Na na na.
Just want to shout out Wayne, Sheena, the Glitter, Doreen, Nigel. Big up yourself, Miss Phillips, all the way in Grenada as well. We say good afternoon to you.
I love you.
Big up yourself, Shelly Ned.
African lady.
Yeah, man, big up the Green Squirrel. On the 473.
King man love
Once again, Wayne, Sheena, Glitter, Doreen, Nigel, Miss Phillips, and the whole crew, and of course all the silent listeners as well. And I'm about to exit.